firstly, like why you might want to have a Twitter list, the benefits of having Twitter lists, and how you can set them up and use them in your business. So the first reason that we want to have a Twitter list is because our feeds are crazy. So when you start to follow a lot of people, then your Twitter list, your Twitter stream gets a little crazy and it's hard to keep track of it. So that's the main reason why we want to have Twitter lists. So as I was saying, Stacey Myers from stacey-myers.com. And so basically I work with entrepreneurial women who want to kick mediocrity to the curb and get their businesses jump started. So firstly, let me talk about what Twitter lists are. And so inside Twitter, you can create Twitter lists. And what they do is they help you control a bit. They help you control your stream. So when we go onto Twitter, especially when you start following a lot of users, like your stream gets busy, and it's hard to catch, the people that you might want to see, and also splitting out content that you want to see. So how you create a Twitter list is when you're in your Twitter profile, up on the right-hand side, there's a little picture of yourself, not your profile picture, but on the toolbar up the top on the right-hand side. If you click on that, there's a link there that says lists. And in here, you can create lists. Now, there are a few parameters with the list. So you can have up to 1,000 lists. This used to be 20 a few years ago, and now it's 1,000, which is really great. And you can have up to 5,000 people on any one list that you have. You can really segment out the people that you're following on Twitter. Now, the list can either be public or private. So if you have a private list, no one knows that they're on the list. So you can sneak people on there and they never know. I know 5,000 people is crazy. And you can sneak people on this list and they don't know. So this could be good for like competitors or people that you're watching, what they're up to. Because the other thing about lists is you don't even have to be following these people to put them on your list. So you can have this sneaky little list, so you don't have to follow them and they don't even know they're on the list. So they're private lists. And all you have to do is click the private button and that list is private. But then you can have public lists. And what public lists are great for is anything and everything really. And I've got a massive list of different ways that we can use lists, and we'll go through a few of those. And what I thought might be a benefit to you as well is I have a offer for people that are kind of just getting started on Twitter or want to know some more about Twitter. And it's the 3 biggest mistakes people make on Twitter. And I've got the link to that inside my profile on Periscope. So if you want to check out the 3 mistakes people are making and also how to avoid those mistakes yourself, you can grab that there. We've got our list. We can have our public lists and our private lists. Public lists. Now, these are also a great way to build relationships with people. So you could have, if you were wanting to have a list on social media, like so you can keep up to date with all the social media news that's going on and the great things too, and the great things that we can learn on social media. So of course, who would we put on there? Our lovely Kim Gast. So we'd have Kim Gast on a social media expert list. Now, what happens is, every time you add someone to a public list, they get notified. So in their notifications, it says like Stacey just added you to the smart entrepreneurs list or the social media expert list. And so then you can start every time you want to get social media, you can social media information, then you can go to that list. So that's a really great way. And one of the things I use, if you've heard of a program called If This Then That, which is great. You basically set up these recipes, and what you can do is you can set up so if you post a picture on Instagram, it goes to your Facebook page. You can set up if you get an email, the Google Mail will send you a text message to your phone. Like there are loads of applications for it. But the way I use it is that I actually have it linked. So anytime anyone mentions me on Twitter, they automatically get put onto an engaged followers list. And so then I know I have this list of people who have already mentioned me once, so they'll be more inclined to mention me again. So I set that up. The website is IFTTT, and you can set that up. And it's amazing the amount of times I have people say to me, oh, thank you so much for adding me to your engaged followers list. And I think that's perfect. So they're already engaging with me, but it's set up automatically. I don't even need to do anything. The minute someone mentions my name, then they get put onto my engaged followers list. So that's a really great thing. So we've covered, you can have 1,000 lists. I don't know how I could ever make 1,000 lists, but you can. And you can have 5,000 people on each of those lists. Title of your list can be no longer than 25 characters. And you can't start a Twitter list with a number. So you can't have 10 people in Idaho. It has to have a name, and then it's going to not a number. As well as creating your own list, what you can do is subscribe to other people's lists. Just say, well, we'll use our lovely Kim as an example as she's in here. And just say Kim has a list. So she's one of like the most influential people on Twitter. And so there'll be lists out there that list these people. Thanks so much, Jenny and Becca. She's on like the influence on Twitter. And so basically people will create, and she may well have created a list of all the influential women on Twitter. And what you can then do is you can go to other people's profiles. And so they have their picture here, and underneath that is where they have how many followers they have had, who they're following, and then there's a little list button, and you can click on there and you can have a look at people's lists and you can subscribe to them. So you simply click subscribe, and you can like kind of use that like effort they've gone to put a list together. And so those lists that you subscribe to now show up in your own list as well. And so it's also a great way, because then like Kim would see that you've subscribed to their lists. All of these tips are really great for you to build your Twitter audience, but it's also a really great way for you to connect with other people on Twitter and find new people that you can then follow. Now, let's have a look at the different types of lists that we might want to create. So we could create a list for our clients. So we could create a list for potential clients, people that we're interacting with. So we can create lists for people that we've been an event to. So there was like the big World Periscoping Summit. So then there's a hashtag. So then you can start creating lists about a certain hashtag. So you search for the hashtag and look for all of the people that have used the hashtag. And then you can start to interact with those people from the event. And you may have met them there if you were there, but they're definitely people that have a similar interest to what you have. So I'm Stacey Myers, stacymyers.com, and basically I work with entrepreneurial women who are ready to kick mediocrity to the curb and jumpstart their business. So I talk about getting started online, we talk about social media, we talk about mindset, and Twitter is definitely my favorite platform, so much so that I've written a book about it. Between my book and my trainings and my products, I've had over 25,000 people. I've taught how to use Twitter and to use these strategies to build their list, build connections, engagements, and of course, ultimately, we're all in business and we want to have people and interact with people that are interested in our products and services. So I do love Twitter, and the benefits of it in your business, I know some people get a bit confused with it, and this is why I love to teach people how to get started, how to get traction and engagement. So we've talked about a few different Twitter lists that we can use to segment out our Twitter stream so it's not kind of overwhelming. So we can have clients, potential clients, people that we met in groups. What you can do is anyone that's in your group, you can create a Twitter list and you can start to interact with people and follow people that are in the same group as you. And then you've got the list there easily to be able to just share out their content. So we can create location-based lists. And so these I might have, so I live in Kuwait, and so I might be looking for other people around Kuwait that are tweeting. And so I can do a search for that. And so you can just, in Twitter, there's a little search bar, or you can do twitter.com/search, and you can pick in there locations that people are tweeting from, and you can add them to your list. Another way you can do it is that you can search for hashtags. So I could just search for hashtag Kuwait, and then people, all of the people that are posting using the hashtag Kuwait, then they would come up in a list, and they're people that are talking about Kuwait, in Kuwait, interested in Kuwait, and so then I can group all of the people together in one location. And then of course you can just, if you have friends on Twitter, you can just add friends to a list. It's absolutely endless. Like celebrities, I don't really follow celebrities, but you could definitely have a list where you're going to be following celebrities. And just as a side note, what you want to do is in there, you can see members that you are lists of. So lists that other people have put you on. And what you can use this for is that you can see if what you're tweeting out on Twitter, if what you're tweeting is what you want people to know you for. So if I want people to know me for social media, for supporting people getting started online, for mindset around business, then I'm hoping that when I look through that list, they're putting me on lists like social media, online business, mindset training, my daily doables, and then I know, but if I start looking down that stream and people have put me into lists that they've created on holidays or dog walking or migraines, I can start to look and go, whoa, like my Twitter strategy is a bit off. And if I want to be known for social media, mindset for business, those kinds of things, and people are putting me in crochet lists, dog walking lists, then I know my marketing is a bit off. And then I need to start to train myself, train the people to know me for what I want to be known for. And so then I need to start having a look again at my Twitter strategy and tweaking and changing a few things so I start to get known for what it is that I want to be known for. And so that's a great benefit as well. And one other list that is a really great one to use is if you want to and get on do guest blog posts for people, be on people's periscopes, and you want people to start noticing you, what you can do with the lists is you can add all of those people's, and then you put the people on the list and then you start tweeting out to them so they get to know you, so they get to interact with you. And I've said this point before because it's so imperative if you want to be making connections with like big bloggers or people that get contacted all the time. Yeah, and list according to what your businesses offer. They're all great points as well.